Chat. Chapter 15 is here. Chapter 15 is here. We've been working so hard for this one chapter. Well, I guess and what's coming after it, but you know what I mean. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. All right, so I want to go ahead and get right into this, man, because we got some work to do before we even start the chapter. There's a new character out that we've been waiting for, you know. There's a new character here. There's some trailers we need to watch. So we're gonna kick this off with this. We're gonna go ahead and start going straight for the gacha for this character. Good morning, Dust. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I was up pretty late. Your cat's spine can't be this cute. That's so weird. All right. We're going to start with the single. Then we're going to move on up, you know? Okay. We're going to start with the singles, of course.
You're the doctor of Rhodes Island? I've heard so much about you.
Of course you have. Of course you have.
Boss, you know a winner when you see her.
Okay, cool. Give me something good.
Attention. I am Doberman, former military.
Why is Doberman in every single... We'll keep going. 4 blues. And the 4th one was Myrtle.
Call me Myrtle.
Okay. Let's see, what's this one? What's this one?
Hey, what's up? Here's my recommendation letter.
Okay.
Hey, Chop.
Okay. Starting from the top with the currency. I just wish sometimes I'd at least get the character in the singles, so I won't have to worry about this, but here we go.
Popcar from Operation Reserve Team Ace.
You're the doctor of Rhodes Island? I've heard so much about you.
Nice to meet you, Doctor. Call me Quirkus. It's the first time we've met, but the intel on your desk about Northern
She's a
Victoria
baddie.
is straight from me. Frostleaf, former mercenary.
I'm Vanilla, trainee up.
My name is Plume, formerly of the Pontifical.
You're the doctor of Rhodes Island? I've heard so much about you.
Okay, when me and you gonna have to have a talk later. Okay. Okay.
I'm Lava, a caster. Here to join you simply.
Okay.
Attention.
Please.
I am Doberman.
Please.
Former military.
I don't want it to be another one of those bad ones.
I'm Lava, a caster. Here to join you simply because I'm...
はじめまして、ドクター。新人オペレーター。
Ally, I salute you in true
I'm
snow
so
realm
worried.
fashion.
I'm so worried. Here we go.
Leave my file here in the medical
I
department,
saw
Doctor.
I saw this.
Like Chaotik said, this is the core where Rhodes Island addresses critical challenges, and
Oh,
my
she
knowledge
got-
is crucial.
She has a different voice actor
Let me
too.
concentrate on accomplishing my mission.
Let's go. She has a different voice actor too. She sounds much younger, so it fits. Oh, we got her. We got her. I can keep the rest of my stuff for once. Where you at? How you doing? I'm the doctor, Rhodes Island. It's pleased to meet you.
I saw her.
Oh yeah, I gotta. Yeah, this.
She ended our cycle of reincarnation, granting me freedom and eternal life. And loneliness. Yet I cherish it, Doctor. It reminds me of what I have lost.
Huh. We can hit this 80, you know?
I saw her.
You hit the next level. We can go further beyond.
So long as a spark of hope for life remains, the unending cycle of despair cannot shake me. Not even Arknights may force my life into stasis, Doctor. Arma 10 has shattered the fate predetermined at her inception.
Okay. We're gonna be deep in this lore, huh? Okay. Yeah, I know I need to grind. I was doing some grinding, but I don't know, I stopped.
This room is clean enough, I guess.
Alright, I can do this later. Alright, so
There is still much we can do, Doctor.
we have some stuff that we need to watch. We have some stuff we need to watch. We're gonna start from the top. We're gonna watch the new trailer. Okay. I'm a little nervous about this chapter, man.
Monster and I will protect everyone. Especially you, Doctor.
I remember watching this. Okay. The CN version. Oh, I'm so excited.
You're the doctor of Rhodes Island? I've heard so much about you.
I'll take the wheel, you take a breather.
You take a breather. Access granted.
She ended our cycle of reincarnation, granting me freedom and eternal life. And loneliness.
Yeah, all the priestess stuff. We got skins to obtain too. I forgot about these. Are you ready? I am not. That is why I'm like nervous to get started. Okay, I think it's just gonna continue going in the order. Yep.
何が見えたんですか？本当は泣きたくなることの方が多くて、この大地の答えに足がすくみそうになるけど、前を行く背中、つながれた可能性を私は決して無駄にはしない。アークナイツ第15章乖離結合、今度は私が守ります。
Oh, that's creepy. That's a creepy trailer.
この記憶は
Eye of Priestess.
君はいつも一人で多くのものを抱えて私と共に歩んでいた。待っていてくれ。アークナイツ第15章乖離結合、私は見つけたんだ。君たちがいるから恐れることなくすから、君たちだ。私は見つけたんだ。
That's a weird symbol to have on your shoes.
君たちがいるから恐れることなく進める。どうか無事で。
I'm kind of scared of who that was. Search for. I'm not ready for this chapter. I'm getting nervous over just the smallest things. I'm not ready for this one. I'm not ready for this chapter. Oh, there's no way I'm finishing it all by today. I stutter way too much. Nah. But we're gonna get as far as we possibly can. Oh, I thought it was a new. This is the most ominous intro screen that we've had. I'm betting 6 streams. We'll see. Where moments fade in cosmic streams and stars in silence sigh, the boundless thread of ancient dreams unfolds across the Originium. The blackened depths are teeming with starfields gently streaming. Light approaches amidst starscapes tidal gleaming. Let spheres unnumbered guide our flight, where constellations turn in burning dark and quenching light. Their lessons we discern, for in ceaseless circulation, through annihilation and life's passion, we find our hearts yearning, reborn and not alone. Are we ready, chat? Closure's back up. Oh, store. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm ever going to be. The end of past and present tells with silence. The last light breaking and the still hour is come of sea trembling in harness. This happens every single time I stream this damn game. My mouse battery dies. Hold on. Okay. Let's do this. Universe. How should we interpret this word? With mathematics, physics, faith, imagination? We exhausted our minds attempting to define this still unfamiliar world in a variety of languages, and arrogantly claimed to have mastered true knowledge. So why are most of us silent when destruction is so near? You cannot turn back from knowledge, since we have glimpsed the partial truths of countless fallacies. It is only natural that we cannot retreat into the darkness of arrogant ignorance and ignore the advent of the end. I think perhaps I've touched on the key to resolving this ultimate question. Use the language you and I created, Doctor. You and I created. It's time for this war to end, Doctor. The purple flames ignited by that okay, it's literally starting off right where we left off. The purple flames ignited by that Draco have accelerated the course of the war. Once the Exemplars and the Ducal Alliance's troops push onto the Nuzzleam's final stronghold, literally right where we left off with the chapter with Reed and Ablana. Our goal of concluding this war will finally be within reach. But, Dr. Chaotik, how long will it take for us to cover this short stretch? There's no way to tell, Amiya. Already got mistakes. Come on. Yellowstar, come on, man. Originium. Bloody Originiums really chopped this battleship in half. I have to remain here and continue the fight with the local garrison. Sorry, kid. I can't go on with you. Who the fuck is this? Probably just some unimportant character, but God, that Originium's kicking her ass. Or sorry, the infection is kicking her ass. Cute bunny. Just kind of like direct opposite. Her arm is cooked. Yeah. This whole time we've seen nothing but ruins and dead. No garrisons at all. I think this arm is starting to show that it's cooked too. I see rocks on it. You got a new bunny daughter? Daughter? I don't know. I don't know if she's gonna last that long. Also, please don't call me kid. The monasteries already celebrated my coming of age. You remind me of my daughter. See the light shining high up there? That's part of Her Grace, the Duke of Caster's Gloriana. That gun's still working, which means the news I got from the broadcast is true. My squad served the Duke. My squad served the Duke, so I have to go back. I am so nervous. But your wounds, I can walk. Since you helped patch me up. But are you sure you want to go back to the city? It's the most polluted place there is. The active Originium in there will be the death of you. This is quite the start. I'm more nervous this time. I'm like excited and nervous. So yeah, this is gonna be a little different. I mean, it looks like she's already dying, to be honest. The bishop told me that the kind of person who saved me from the mines went through hell and back to deliver me all the way to the monastery. So I knew from an early age that salvation never comes without a cost. Don't worry about me. The clergy taught me many ways to keep myself safe. As long as I can save one more person, anyone, before I reach my end. To be frank, this is the first time I've seen a cleric as devout as you. Your kind heart is the pride of Victoria. The bishop says faith is not at all for pride and glory. I need to fix this feeling really quickly. The faithful believe with sincerity that good deeds will better this land. Better this land? Maybe. But anyway, thanks, little goddess. Wait, those are ears? Oh, she actually is a bunny girl. I thought you were being funny. For everything. Could you help me out one last time, kid? If you make it back to the city, if my family and my daughter's still there, please tell her that Papa's always protected her. The Victorian soldier struggles to raise his injured arm and gives a non-standard salute to the goddess before calmly turning towards the distant wreckage and vanishing into the thicket of Originium. Yeah, he knows that was his final stand. He ain't going back home. The goddess looks to the faint light emanating from the ship's gun and cannot help but to sigh. Artillery sounds in the distance, and the tiny goddess continues towards the city in the horizon, Londinium. I hear the cannon fire too, Doctor. Madame Catherine's crawler is already assaulting the undead's front. But will the war end once we beat them? And the innocents who suffered, what will happen to them? There's no way to save every single life in a war, Amiya. What we can do is help the Londoniers end this misery as soon as possible. And that means the undead aren't our ultimate problem. This isn't Amiya, is it? They keep on mentioning Amiya and she pops up. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. She's not? Okay. Thank you, God. Mary, Davy, please don't tell anyone else this kid is hiding here. Okay. This kid is hiding here. So that would have answered my question anyway. I met him at the city walls and he has nowhere to go. His parents are Londoners. His. Okay, they're not even talking about her. He said, and he met you two in the park a long while ago. Yes, this is the kid that they're talking about. But thank God that's not Amiya. Thank God. I would have felt so bad. I don't remember. You helped us, and I promised to help you. But he's not you. Thank you. He'll just hide here and won't run off or make a sound. I guarantee you, he won't give anyone a fright. I'll be back soon. I promise someone I'll find his daughter. It's impossible for me to protect you out there when there's so many hostiles. Sorry I couldn't find anywhere better for you to settle down. I've helped quite a lot of people here. Though, so I trust these kids to keep you safe. The tiny Sarkis tugs sharply on the Goddess's arm. That has to hurt. But touches the pointy Originium crystals instead. You're now infected if you weren't already. He pulls back his hand on reflex. Sorry. When I was with Pa and Ma, we rarely came in contact with the infected. I'll come back for you. This is an odd start. The Goddess is not gone for long. When she arrives at the soldier's home as directed, there's nothing left. But letters found in the ruin tell her that the soldier's daughter joined a force rebelling against the Sarkas in the city, the Exemplars. I know, I was joking, Comey. Jesus Christ. I was joking. What's up, Renegade? Okay, Renegade. You know what? I'm now ignoring the fact that you're here. Okay? But the letters found in the ruin tell her that the soldier's daughter joined a force rebelling against the Sarkas in the city, the Exemplars. Do we know who this is? It is a difficult journey for our goddess as she returns to the Refuge. When the Victorians joined forces to attack the Sarkis front at the Palace of Westaleg, Originium continued to spread throughout the city. There are those mad Sarkis mercenaries wandering recklessly around as if they've lost any semblance of humanity. Her head hurts from the city's terrible condition, but also from the horrific black crystals on her body. I might be nearing my end now, Father Bishop. You're working on a video glazing it? Oh, man. Okay. Enjoy, bro. Excuse me. Were you the troops who protected the people here from those mercenaries? Yes. We have both Exemplar and Ducal Alliance troops in our squad. And we got a distress call while we were gearing up for the palace. To enter the palace. Trust me, this mess will be over soon. Thank you two for taking care of the kids and refugees. Are you looking for someone? The goddess shakes her head. Right. We didn't mop up some of the devils hiding about. Probably here because of their side's about to lose. See you. We have to hurry to the front. You guys already doing this priestess stuff. Yeah, I ain't even got far enough for y'all to be doing this. I didn't see that kid. Follow me. The child leads the goddess through bunker after bunker within the factory, and later spots other refuge residents silently carrying away Sarka's corpses. God, they're starting this so dark. They walk up to a pile of containers, and the child struggles, but manages to push the messed up lid open. The cowering Sarka's child from before looks at them in fear. He's here. I promised you I'd help you, didn't I? It all happened so suddenly earlier, so this was the only place I could hide him. But he can't stay here. On my way back, I met a group called Reunion. They can take him in. Don't worry, we'll take good care of that one. But what about you? You're a Ripathy serious. I can see it's serious. You don't got a reminder. I'm pretty sure she can look at her arm and tell that things are not good for her. You're Ripathy serious. You should come with us too. I still have some things to do. Alright, I won't force you, but you remind me a lot of my comrades. Here's some suppressants and protective gear. Good luck. You too. Victorians advance in waves from afar towards the undead king's last stand as life fades away. That is not her war. She feels fear and has no way of comprehending how those people overcome their fear of death. What keeps them pushing onward? But she hopes to save people too, to continue numbly, one life after another. Even if it's all in vain, she recalls the day she left the monastery. When she and the bishop bid each other farewell by the Riverside Church. Thought it was going to continue. I saw the period, but kept on thinking it was going to continue. What is faith, you ask? Which bishop? I traveled to Iberia in my youth and saw with my own eyes how the lives of those around me collapsed during the profound silence. But that tenacious nation has never once yielded. Not the person I'm thinking? Okay. At first, I only admired the country's vitality. But as I lived my life, I came to realize that vitality, that is faith. Who is there to teach me, or even the other Iberians, what path to take in life? Did anyone promise us we would surmount such a terrifying disaster? No, but faced with calamity, we always convinced ourselves. Everything we go through is inevitably for something. Suffering will eventually end, and we will enjoy a wonderful future. That is faith. Faith does not reside in scripture, nor in our prayers or hymns, but in our lives. Faith is in our bodies and minds. It is in every beat, in every breath. It is the source of all our strength. Only because we believe. Yeah, faith is just believing that something good is going to happen. Father Bishop, if it is as you say, that all suffering eventually ends, then where is our wonderful future you're talking about? Father Bishop, I think I've tried my best. Aww. The cottage collapses from exhaustion amongst the ruins, to the sounds of gunfire and cries from afar. An intense pain reminds her of a cruel truth. This body has met its end. She waves to those nearby whom she saved from death, staying alone in a wide open space far away from them. Yeah, because of what's going to happen afterwards. Her body begins to disintegrate. I'm willing to believe. The light caught in the goddess's eyes begin to dim until she sinks into endless night. Then she seems to see someone hold her almost shattered hand, and the light begins to flow back into her eyes. What's wrong, Amiya? I think I heard the sound of an infected disintegrating again. Aww. I could almost even see the final burst of light, not too far from us. We've seen this happen too often lately. Let's go. Let's go confront Theresis. Let's go, Doctor. Doctor? Calcit. A thought occurs. What exactly does stasis within an assimilated universe mean? Does that place we've been prevent even time from escaping? A surge of information rushes forward, trying to engulf him, but Theresis does not budge. I finally see with my own eyes what great feat you've managed, Theresa. He looks up at the tower standing in the void as falling fragments turn back into irregular information and return into the nothingness. Theresis grabs a fragment that has drifted down to him, but it instantly turns to nothing in his palm. You open this door for me, so I'll finish this last part of the journey in your stead, Theresa. This isn't directly after... No, that wouldn't make sense. Is this directly after the events where Theresa faded? Or is this how much time has actually passed since then? It's the story before. Oh, okay. This is during the water. Vina is currently fighting the undead king. So we're okay. Timeline. Comey, you told me this was further. You told me this was later. Okay. You open this door for me. I'll finish the last part of the journey in your stead, Theresa. Once Sarka sees the Originium that belongs to us, we shall, for the first time, hold power to determine our own fate. He grips the blade in his hand and stares coldly at the large rhombus approaching him. Then he walks towards the crumbling tower. He knows well his opponent will be there, destroying anything, just to create a ladder. Theresa has left a path for him. The myriad souls who never gave up resisting until they completely dissipated did one last thing for the Sarkas within Originium. They fought for a future where everyone has a right to survive, for the ones still alive. Onward, everyone. Just as always, my blade will cut our path forward, and you will lead the way. I never break my promises, Theresa. He walks up the flight of stairs towards the top of the nearly collapsed tower. The timeline was kind of weird, but and death shall have no domination. That's a creepy looking stage. And we have no units. New redundant information. All that remains is nothingness. He looks at the rhombus. It appears to be an eye staring at me. For the first time in his life, Theresis feels a shiver down his spine. Oh no, it has something to do with Priestess. But it isn't his own instinctive reaction. He feels that a force, a will that he cannot see, is trying to make him submit. Oh no. Be you a god or my creator, come out and face me. Dead silence. Cold. There's no response from the void. Master, you shouldn't have come here. Her Highness has already made a terrible, reckless mistake. I do not want to lose another person I care about. Master, leave this place. This time is not yet right. Master? Okay. You should not use her to mock me. Okay, thank you. Oh, self-proclaimed creator. The Ascalon standing before him is no illusion. This marvelous space has materialized his memories. In my memories, you are the same as before, just a little less mature. Since those who truly control this place dare not face me directly, then Theresa has indeed succeeded. They must have already been subjected to numerous restrictions. Otherwise, those arrogant beings wouldn't have tried to get you to stop me. Theresis raises his sword. You still do not wish to leave with me, Master? If you really want to take me away, then defeat me. As you wish. You're skilled, but you're merely using skills that I've taught you. Ascalon disappears into the purple haze. She used her Originium arts. Theresis thinks back to the day he and Theresa led the remnants of the Sarkis army into that storm. The day he walked into the purple smoke alone and took a knife from that girl's hands, just as he does again. It's been some time, Ascalon. Special stage, huh? So we're just gonna watch shit happen. What the heck are these things? The will inside Originium. You hide in the void, gazing upon me, trying to crush me with the memories that I treasure. What do you fear, creator? Oh, jeez. Yeah, that has something to do with Priestess, 100%. Oh, jeez, that's so... Oh, God. They can't even hurt him. I'd always wanted to stand before you again, Master. A shame you are not her. Getsu ga Tensho. Okay, that was cool as hell. It actually hurt him though. You won't last much longer, Master. Theresa has left more behind for me than you think. Did you expect I would tread this unknown ground unprepared? You watch as the rhombus approach from the void. He already understands. You're watching me, aren't you? Theresa beat you once. I won't fall behind. I will sever your control over Omninum. You cannot harm me. I told you, you need to be more decisive no matter whom the foe is. You took too long. I stand where they departed, the end which Theresa guided me. I was never the only one putting the hubris of the gods on trial. The voice of the Sarkis has been silent for too long. The shards of the tower gather around Theresis before they return to entropy. Gentle whispers. He hears the defiant cry of the Sarkas against fate. This music too. Did you think you would witness me cower, God who plays this game? Did you think I would submit to sentiment? You don't know me, and you don't know the Sarkas. Look upon my sword, Ascalon. Do I just use it? Okay, there's my answer. You're not ready for the Getsuga Tensho!
Mission accomplished.
The rhombus-shaped eye is collapsing. Theresis raises his head and looks up at the golden sea above. The platform's descent is slowing, but it will still eventually crash into the ocean. As he steps onto the platform, the sky and the ground up and down instantly reverse themselves. In this barren void, without any rules, what does destruction even mean? Just what should he do now? Theresis isn't sure. You will vanish, Ascalon. I've severed the connection between you and a certain will. Master, I've seen a great many images flash by. They're all images of me, but why do I feel like I'm having an out-of-body experience? Why do I feel like I'm so far away? That's just my memory of you. Of me? You aren't a false phantasm. But you're not the real Ascalon either. They're mocking me, and you as well. I'll put an end to this farce myself. Master, does this mean you're going to die? What difference would it make? I'm sorry I wasn't able to save you. No, you did well. You did plenty well enough. Theresis swings his sword with all his might, leaving the memory construct and the already broken platform in two. Ascalon begins to shatter into pieces. Her shards, along with other debris, fall into the golden sea, transforming into a more chaotic information. Go. At least take a few of my memories when you go. Catch up to Theresa and the myriad souls on their journey. He can no longer hear Theresa or the myriad souls, but he still has a slight sense of familiarity with the information scattered around him. Everywhere, although it's vanishing quickly. She's fighting against it, as are the myriad souls. The tower has completely collapsed. Everything has returned to the sea of data, and the sea is slowly calming down. Theresis is also falling into the vast golden ocean. He is silent and minuscule. Seeing this everywhere is making me so nervous. This is by no means the end. But do we have enough time left? Theresis, our blades will not be enough to destroy the gods. However, we may manage to destroy them with our own methods. But I can't promise you this will work. I have no reason to doubt your judgment, Theresa. Tell me what I must do. Face the gods directly? Theresis turns around and, without any hesitation, swims for deeper waters, disappearing fully into the black abyss of data. After a moment, the surface of the sea begins to stir and boil again. Then, the sea splits open, as if sliced by a sharp blade. Chaotic streams of information surge endlessly into the abyss. Connection unstable. It's you. She opens her eyes and sees the small, frail creature. Then all the violent scenes come into a screeching halt. Palace of Wesseleg. Manfred, Escalon does not need your help. Theresis does not have much time left for us. Escalon, how are your wounds healing up? Don't worry. With Int's help, I'm not trying to say that, I'm recovering quite well. According to Escalon's report, Theresis really has returned from the command center. Dissociative surely chose the Palace of Wesseleg as the site for the final battle with an eye towards protecting Theresis. However, currently, Theresis and Theresa are still concealing their true motives from the other members of the military commission. This includes Manfred, the normal leader of the military commission. Manfred stands alone in front of the empty throne, facing you down. Escalon is fully locked onto him, leaving him no room for any reckless moves. Standing water from this earlier battle with Escalon has soaked Manfred's cloak, leaving him slightly deceived. Disheveled? What is this word? Deceived. Untidy, disordered. Disheveled. Like shame? I've never heard this word before. There she is. Theresa must have already captured Omninum and handed it over to Theresis. But Theresis is not here, and Manfred seems unaware of his whereabouts. Doctor, do you think he went there too? To the assimilated universe? Theresa has been moving too aggressively. If Theresis reasserts himself yet again, the damage could be irreparable. Terra, as it stands now, is woefully unprepared, regardless of the outcome. What are the chances of success? Are we prepared to deal with any and all potential outcomes? I don't have detailed information on the first Originium either, so naturally, I'm unable to propose any concrete countermeasures. In other words, with how things have developed so far, it's become very difficult to rely on our past experience and knowledge to analyze the current situation. Dr. Chaotik, do you mean we're helpless to do anything? Not at all. If their plan succeeds, what Theresis and Theresa are seeking still falls within the bounds of our understanding. And we may not face the worst case scenario. But if they fail, Chaotik looks at you, her eyes filled with worry. Doctor, we must return to Rhodes Island landship as quickly as possible. We might still have a chance to buy Terra a brief moment of respite. We must get Manfred under control. Instead of worrying about things that have not yet happened, we should eliminate those variables that already exist. Excited cry. I'll protect the doctor and restrict Manfred's movements as much as possible. Settle this quickly. Be wary of the tikas. I'm gonna just say tikas. Be wary of the tikas that he's carrying. I think that's his weapon, a sword. Just as the tikas in Manfred's hand begins to glow red, yeah, the sword, the king of Sarkis arts and Ascalon's blade descended upon him. This must end. Some Assassin's Creed shit. Move. Ascalon instantly dissolves into purple mist, scattering amidst the flash of the blade before reforming again. The barrier woven by Amiya protects you and Chaotik, but it begins to falter against the blade flash. Shields with all its might. What the fuck? This looks scary. The Blade Master slowly emerges from the darkness. He looks even more terrifying under the faint light. You've put yourself in this predicament. Your Highness, you. It looks like the Mausoleum is fulfilling his end of the bargain. You come here to see me. Very good. Yeah, they're all speechless. You see a man calmly standing before the throne, Theresis. He looks nothing like the man you once knew. He's tightly gripping a vivid, gleaming crystal. You've succeeded. You seem surprised. You two have set foot in the void. You two have witnessed her departure. You know full well the heavy price the Sarkis paid for this, and yet you never believed the Sarkis had any rightful claim to it. Isn't that right, Dame Chaotik? At least for now, we rejoice in your success. I thought you would rejoice in my death, Dame. His Originium infection level. I don't know what he's encountered, but needless to say, the assimilated universe's chaotic information continues to rapidly corrupt his will. Oh God. I'm like, I'm kinda a little confused on, okay, is there something I don't remember about exactly why he did this? Like, what exactly was his, what exactly was the reason he, what exactly is the reason? Keep going, it'll retroactively explain. Okay, cool. It will carry on this way until his entire body is fully recoded in another format. Originium. How much longer can he hold out? Frankly, I'm stunned that he managed to survive this long. Your Highness, I shall escort you out. Maybe we can still find a way to. Londinium doesn't need me anymore. Please handle the remaining tasks. I must do one last thing for the Sarkis while my mind is still clear. Rhodes Island. The equality you seek may be a noble goal for all of Terra, but we Sarkis will not be there to greet its arrival. Such bitter irony. You and I brought about that outcome with our own hands. Doctor. And now you're walking the very path she once laid out for me. Nam is responding to Theresis' call. The entire underground throne room begins to shift. The path by which you entered is now gone. The hole sealed in the lower layer of Londinium is now filled at a pace visible to the naked eye. Stop him. The surging Originium assimilates Amiya's arts, something she has never experienced before. It's not working. Why? But Theresis still shows the same rarely seen pained look in his face. Goddess, you are much like her. The Originium assimilated Amiya's attack. I should have chose the first one. It doesn't matter. He is currently adapting to and studying Omninum, but the more he is exposed to it, the more the chaotic data streams will impact him. First Originium, having had its authority seized by force, cannot possibly compare to the state it was in when it was first created. Having its authority seized by force cannot possibly compare to the state it was in when first created. You still have a chance. Huh. We don't have to attack head on. We need to get closer to him and Omninum. Just trust me. This is interesting. This one right here. This is interesting. You never forget how you felt in that moment. You nearly lost Amiya. However, you feel a torrent of jumbled information rushing through your mind. Time is slowing down, but you can feel the Originium you control. Maybe, just maybe, you still have a chance, so long as you can remember everything that happened. Looking at this, I'm sorry, it has no correlation at this very moment, but it reminds me of that moment in Infield where the administrator uses that ability to summon like rock on the what's the name of the terminus boss? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The old one? Yeah. The one with the 3 phases. Yeah. Dragulos, yeah, that one. Bro, I'm always gonna be thinking of Infield. Shut up. Maybe, just maybe, you still have a chance so long as you can remember everything that happened. If you can do that, you'll be able to stop the Originium. I'll do my best to carve a path for you, Doctor. Monster, do not worry about me. Protect the Doctor. The Doctor is the only person out of everyone here who can stop Omninum. Hesitant to roar. Trust me. Opens claws to protect you. The surging Originium activates the pool of dead water that is laying still on the surface for ages. Mist clinging to your mask makes it hard to see the road ahead. However, that's a creepy ass noise. You feel a silken thread wrap around your waist, gently guiding you forward. Amiya, keep going. I told you before, this conflict ended long ago. Doctor, Theresa, and I fully understand there's no place for us in the Sarkis future. However, Ascalon, Manfred, your future does not lie here either. Originium creeps up Manfred and Ascalon's bodies, pushing them towards the edge, to the end of the battlefield. Leave. Go to a safe place and wait there. Remember to take Omninum back to Castle. Wait, Your Highness. Manfred's voice vanishes within the underground throne room. Theresa has already scuttled him off to a safe place. You don't get to make decisions for me anymore. Ascalon dissolves into a purple mist, slipping through the cracks of the Originium and the remaining in the throne room. She is everywhere all at once, just waiting for an opportunity. Folly. Omninum is still flashing, but his movements are becoming increasingly difficult. The Originium is restricting his arms, his eyes, and even his thoughts. But still, he forces himself to remember one goal, to bury everything here. He needs to hold on to his last shred of sanity so he can leave Omninum with Manfred, who is finally safe. He struggles to lift up his sword, as he once did when he served at the side of the King of Sarkis. He raises his sword for the Sarkis one final time. Doctor, we meet again at last. Doctor doesn't even remember this, man. Have you ever looked up at the sky? The other Doctor. I'm gonna just reference it that way. This is the other Doctor. Beyond that sky, beyond the twin moons, there's a place that we would once return to, where we would sleep peacefully. Oracle, yeah, Oracle, thank you. The same flashback as Babel, yeah. Yeah. But I'm the only one left here speaking with you. In the course of the Sarka's eternal search for the remains of the dead gods to fend off your enemies, have you ever wondered? Okay, guys, it's getting to a point where I'm actually gonna have to start thinking a lot. So about the previous events. So if I stop for a moment, just let me soak it in. Because we read a lot over the past couple of months. So I want to make sure I understand this. So just give me a moment. If I pause, just understand. Why did the gods die? In the sea filled with both truth and the unknown, I saw a fleeting vision of the gods before they died, and a root of the pain you bear. I now understand you. Though you've already passed away, now I'm the only one left, and I'm speaking to you. Can someone kind of... Komi or Baki, is he referring... Wait, Doctor is saying this. Never mind. Why did those gods die? In a sea filled with both truth and the unknown, I saw a fleeting vision of the gods before they died, and root of the pain you bear. I now understand you. Though you've already passed away, now I'm the only one left, and I'm speaking to you. What the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. Theresis have an answer to Doctor. This is Theresis talking to Doctor? Why is it saying the Doctor said this? He has seen the past. Okay. It's what Theresis saw in AU. Okay. Before I retire to my eternal slumber, I will destroy you. I shall build a ladder for the Sarkas. No longer will anyone toy with the fate of the Sarkas. We shall reclaim our own destiny, Doctor. Theresis swings his sword. A beam of light stings your eyes, and you rack your brain, trying to recall how to stop Omninum. Amiya's barrier breaks, layer by layer, amidst the gleam of the sword. You think you see Monster's huge frame block your view. Stop. You suddenly remember everything about the moment you lost to Amiya. You remember how you stopped it all. You did it, Doctor. You remembered. Oh no. You told us that we would only have one chance to strike. You've really slowed down a lot. Theresis struggles to lower his head and sees the blade that has pierced his heart, as well as Ascalon. With a determined look on her face and tears in her eyes. So it was the last. So Ascalon struck him. Yeah, because she has tears in her eyes. The figure steps out of the smoke and pins Theresis to the throne with all her strength. Omninum and his sword fall to the ground, lying in the shallow water reflecting the dim light. Master, this is the end. Theresis raises his hand. Careful, do not let him touch it again. There's this. That's why I was confused, Chris my eyes. That's why I was confused. I was like, what the fuck? But then, yeah, it did say that she was preparing for that one attack. So, yeah. You definitely don't remember, but the giant Cyclops guy from Babel actually said that he foresaw Ascalon killing Theresis. And I guess his future sight came true. Two more prophecies fulfilled. Doctor becomes specialist. Have I got munchies? You don't want me to eat while reading this. That'll make this reading process even harder. Theresis clutches Ascalon's assassin blade and uses all his strength to slowly draw it from its chest. There is no blood. There is no warmth. All that's left are a few shattered crystal shards. Well done. You finally found your conviction. Your heart. It stopped beating a while ago. I've repaid my debt. Take it. Theresis shifts his gaze towards Omninum laying on the ground. Find Manfred and Castle. Go home. You. Ascalon feels himself being pushed away by a very weak hand. I will stay here. I cannot let the Sarkis know my fate. He hears faint cheers from above, the cheers of the Victorians. The undead king is gone. You missed Logos' elegy for the undead. His war ended just before mine. I'm glad it told me the timeline, because now, yeah, this is right at the end of the right at the end of that war with the undead king. So the exemplars are cheering with the Victorians. Okay. I was able to gaze upon the true face of the gods. I only regret that I was unable to completely defeat you. Chaotik. It's good that it's giving me this perspective, because I was actually wondering what this group was doing during that moment. So this answers that question. Assuming he speaks the truth, he may have brought Terra a moment's respite. Regardless, we must continue our preparations, Doctor. Then Theresis, he will remain here. I'll ensure no one disturbs him and no one finds him. She holds up Omninum and Theresis' sword. Dr. Chaotik, Omninum belongs to Casdo. It must return to Casdo. We must consider this matter carefully. The damage the Sarkis inflicted on Londinium is bound to stir a new wave of hatred, and without proper guidance, it could lead to an even darker nightmare. This war must end, but Casdo must also take measures to protect itself. We can go to Casdo together and watch how they use Omninum. This really is the best move, Chaotik. Jesus. We were all very upset that Theresis seemed to be dealt with off screen, as Wisdel just suddenly has Omninum in the... I mean, I was confused simply because there was mention of events, but it didn't make sense for such an important part of the story to not be shown. So I didn't know where they were going with it. There were various aspects of the story that were kind of just mentioned throughout. Yeah. I don't think I was upset for that reason though, Baki, because what I've learned through reading a lot of these stories They always fill in the blanks. So I don't think I was upset. I was just confused. Oh, you're one of the Theresis stands? Nah, even if I was one of them, I think I would have figured out, I would have just been patient, because I understand that they always fill in the blanks somewhere, whether it's a side story, an event, something. And it seems like so far they usually have, they always seem to have a reason for why they do these things in the manner that they do them. And I guess this proves that to be true so far, because chapter 15, we're getting those answers, right? Also, I skimmed the beginning of the stream. You got the new app in 30 pulls or so again? Fuck you, yeah. There are many things we need to discuss, but not here. First, we must use Omninum to leave this place. Give it a try, Doctor. Strange, it's not responding to me. Let me try. I can feel a faint connection. I think it's responding to me. Is it because of is it because she's a Sarkis? Is that why it has a connection with her? And not the Doctor? Yeah, that would make sense, right? The sealed passage reopens yet again. It is assaulting my thoughts. Enough. We can't just keep using this thing haphazardly. We need to do more research on both its uses and potential dangers. Escalon looks at the figure on the throne. In the darkness, she cannot make out his face. Her eyes are a bit blurry. I'll go with you. I'll respect his wishes. I don't need to witness his end. Escalon. The goddess hugs Escalon tightly. Aww. Escalon suddenly realizes the frail goddess she once found in the wilderness has grown up. Let's go home together, Doctor. You all go ahead, I'll catch up. I'll stay here to protect you. Monster is staying here, and it should be sufficient. Theresis is no longer a threat. We'll wait for you outside. It's very quiet. All you can hear is dripping water. Nice touch actually putting the sound in there. You silently creep closer to the man on the throne. You do not fear death, Doctor? Don't think that way. Such a prideful stance. His voice is hoarse. You're forcing yourself to speak with me. You have won my respect, Doctor. You're more determined than I thought. But you are on a suicide mission. I never imagined you could seize Omninum. You are heroes in the eyes of the Sarkis, but... Why are you laughing? I'm laughing at you, Doctor. You know nothing. What did you find in the assimilated universe? That is my secret, and you have no right to ask. I have no desire to belittle Rhodes Island's yearning to heal the wounds caused by Originium. Yet, it is still so ironic. In the end, if you find the real monster, you find that the real monster is you. Ooh. In the end, if you find that the real monster is you, then what will you do, Doctor? Ooh. What have you learned? Alas, I will not live to see that day. You and I never really did get along. So it was then as it is now. He grabs his clothes. He seems like he's trying to find something. There are deep cuts in his breastplate, wounds left by Escalon. He finally finds what he's looking for. The stone blade he always carries. Calm down, monster of Chaotik. He's just trying to throw you the blade. It's Escalon's. Leave. You're not worthy of witnessing my end. Oh, man. Directly below the Palace of Westaleg's throne room, on the lowest throne in Terra, the regent of the Sarkis accepts his fate alone. This first Victorian throne, which has been eroded by time and bears little resemblance to its original form, was moved here intact when this nomadic city was first built and became part of the foundation of the Palace of Westaleg. The king who built Londinium said, "This symbolizes that Victoria's royal authority is everlasting, from beginning to end." According to the official Victorian records, the Sarkis mercenaries, led by an organization called Babel, withdrew from Londinium in October 1098. However, the leader who ultimately directed all this, Theresis, vanished without a trace. End of Castell's heroic age. Ooh. His ears can no longer hear anything, but the sound of the ocean waves floods his brain, just as it did before. This is the voice of the assimilated universe. An endless stream of information crashes into his consciousness. It is frenzied and unclear. It is beyond his understanding. Theresis has very little time left to think. His final shred of consciousness surrenders to a vast sea of data. His consciousness comes to rest beside a lonely monster. The ugly Tikez, wearing a black crown on his head, walks out from the silvery mountains. He looks up at the vast starry sky, the eternal starry sky, the wild, primal continent. From every corner of existence, countless lives look beyond the earth and stars. They all gaze up at the same universe. He's not lonely. He feels more calm and peaceful than he's ever felt in his life. At last, I see the past as you once saw it, as well as the future. And you will die alone in the depths of the Palace of Westaleg in a foreign land. Cyclops' prophecy in chapter 10. Actually, Baki or Komi, can you find that part in the story real quick? As well as the future. He wants to say something more, to call that name one last time, but he can no longer speak. He's totally exhausted, but he prepares to close his eyes. A faint white ray emerges from the darkness. We insist that you know the parting words she left for you. As Theresis left with the myriad souls, she heard your voice among the many who called out to her. Our time has finally come to an end. Goodbye, Theresis. Theresa, yeah. He strains to open his eyes. His field of vision grows even darker, but he recognized the figure in white some time ago, as soon as it first appeared. Goodbye, Theresa. He doesn't need to hold on any longer. He flashes a slight smile and allows his last whistle consciousness to dissipate. I would pull this up. I would pull this up on my on this screen, but I don't have the chat open over there. Why can't it find that quote? She said she's seen your solitary death on the underground throne of the Palace of Westaleg. Give her a reply thanking her for your concern. Wait, let me read the whole thing. By Manfred's tireless urging, the Lich is now fast on the way to Londinium. The few Wendigos left to remain. I remember this. Okay. The few Wendigos left remain battling strange monsters in Ursus's north. Their hearts hold the royal court no more. The Cyclops sends a letter. As ever, she described a tragic scene. Londinium surrendered by the fire into thirds. The shard fallen under the lightning strikes in their hundreds. And the regent, yes, she still prophesizes your end, regent. Speak. She says she's seen your solitary death on the underground throne of the Palace of Wesseleg. Give her a reply thanking her for her concern. Continue searching for the sign of gargoyles. So long as you find any remnant blood vessels, immediately send an invitation. The council will, together with the royal court, ensure victory in this war. Whoever made this website is goated, man. Being able to backtrack on all this stuff. This is like when the time comes this game ever goes EOS, we have a full document of everything that ever took place in this game. This is a wonderful website. The light dispels darkness. The light brings forth the darkness. When the light pours into his eyes once more, the time seems to have gone backwards, back to the moment before the collapse. You are lost. Who speaks to me? Oh no, it says unknown language. I'm scared, man. I'm scared. It's been a long time since this place has seen new visitor. Or are you the last survivor of the ruined planet? I remember my consciousness was shattering, and then disintegration, death, but why? In any case, welcome. Come, seek me. I remember a hand reached out to me before I died. This place, the goddess who should have, and her arms healed. Yeah, and the rocks are gone. Oh my God, what's happening? Comey, thanks for remaining a member for 8 months. I appreciate you. The goddess who should have perished and returned to Terran soil looks around in confusion. She's never seen a place like this before. Light falls upon her and she feels warm. Where are we? The land beyond death? The home of the gods? No! Why? Why? Oh my God. Adverse combat? Is that like a hard mode? You can directly enter adverse combat and begin simulation. This way, only the sanity required for the adverse combat itself will be consumed. Upon completing the simulation, the corresponding standard combat stages progress will sync up, and the first clear rewards for the standard stage will also be obtained. No need to consume 41 stamina anymore. In addition, once the adverse combat simulation is completed, strategic simulation unlocks. By choosing to take on this increased difficulty, you can earn simulation points, Doctor. Wait, should I do adverse or should I do normal? Is adverse actually harder? It's like a baby CC? No, it's not. Strategic simulation is the mini CC. Okay. Adverse is a bit harder. Fuck it, let's try it, I guess. Wow, wow, wow.
Should you get and build monster?
Read my freaking mind.
Short answer, yes. Long on.
Okay, I'm not gonna do this. I just want to see.
Now let's see Kelsey Jr.'s talent is quite amazing. It allows her to deploy something called reconstruction to her range. This thing basically acts. For example, here monsters. And this thing will also keep on losing HP, which is actually a good thing. Because monster will keep healing it non-stop, and chain her heal to other operators. And you definitely want monster to keep doing that, to get the buff from her talent too. And neatly enough, this construct will do a chain heal that is not weakened if it gets healed. Meaning monster won't waste one of her healing bounce if it targets the construct. And as if fixing some of this archetype drawbacks wasn't enough, the reconstruction will also provide attack.
God damn, that's a lot of enemies.
The reconstruction doesn't have a time limit of how long it is present on the field. So it's basically a permanent attack buff, if you can keep it alive. Luckily this thing is pretty durable, and has a lower aggro than most units. And if it does get destroyed, or you retreat it, it has a quick deployment cooldown, which also makes repositioning easy. The only disappointing thing is that it strictly must be deployed on the ground, which makes it less flexible, but usually not a big issue.
So it doesn't have, so you can't put it on a high ground platform. So those missions where you have to be on a high ground, that skill is useless.
This is her talent 2, which is already unlocked at Elite 1. Whenever monster or the reconstruction heals someone, monster and the heal target will get an attack speed buff for 10 seconds. Which should be indicated by the floating crystals around the operator. And considering it is way longer than her normal healing speed, it pretty much means a permanent buff, as long as monster keeps on healing. The attack buff from this talent can be considered the best attack speed buffer, especially when it got a boost from her skill 2. This talent doesn't really have any drawbacks. But since the requirement is to heal someone first, this is useless for enmity operators and summoned units.
That makes sense. Sorry, chat. I don't want to just throw into stuff.
This is her FK skill. In her next attack, her heal will get a multiplier, and now chain to another unit. Worth noting that this is an offensive recovery. In fact, all of her skills are the same. But thanks to her talent 1 reconstruction, she can keep on healing it, and charge her SP. In a way it turns all of her skill into auto recovery. That aside, this first skill is decent. But this is considered her least priority skill. For more potent healing, and also improving her support capability, it's always better to use her next skill.
So pretty much skill 2 and skill 3.
The skill 2. Monster will prioritize healing the reconstruction. And now her attack speed buff from talent 2 will be multiplied.
Ah!
Well,
That's
not much
insane.
need to be said, it's an amazing support skill. In fact, it is considered one of the best buff skills in the game. Not only monster will constantly heal multiple units and help them to stay alive against vicious hits, but it will also increase other operators' effectiveness, especially for damage dealers.
Wow, dude.
The only downside here is that anyone outside of her construct range, or those who aren't,
Okay, I saw what I needed to see.
I saw her. When necessary, you'll see a more familiar side of me. When necessary, you'll see a more familiar side of me.
I still don't know the context, so I guess it's fine. It's still annoying that I saw it. It's obvious that was a spoiler too. Bells, why am I hearing them ringing from all directions? Her voice is so soft that it does not even echo off the walls. Forever. Whenever the foggy light comes, lots of tiny holes appear in the walls, opening and closing, breathing. When the light disappears, the walls turn white and silent. That light is very different from the holy city's light and that the bishop talked about. That light is simulated F spectrum. I can hear you. How can I see you? She pressed her nails to the wall. It feels warm and soft, as if she's touching someone else's fingertips. So she places her whole palm against the wall, pressing closely to the wall's fine patterns and textures. Whenever her hand moves, the pattern stretches along with it, as if they're quietly guiding her by the hand. You're responding to me. She runs forward for a bit, and the wall extends with her, leading her. There's so many doors and so many different paths here. Where did they all lead? The goddess stops walking. She sees a god standing in midair, a short distance in front of her. Its silhouette is massive. The surface of the god's body carries a murky sheen, unlike that of any metal. It numbly arranges a vast array of glowing fragments into patterns. As the patterns change, the fragments shift color in turn. But the girl notices that there is no halo on the god's head. The midair colossus completely ignores her, gliding past without hesitation. Definitely not a god. Another similar being approaches and stops in front of her. It seems to be asking her a question. I don't understand what you're saying. The god is quiet for a moment, then it switches from its own language to another one and continues talking. Your use of language is primitive. The god extends its supple limbs to cover the goddess's head. The goddess nervously shuts her eyes. Unknown language. There's no need to fear. I'm analyzing your brain frequency and will upload it to Enseta. Language, you. Sufficient to communicate. Not yet vectorized. Extrapolation. Deduction. Language, temporary adjustment. Resonance, necessary. I can't understand you. Can you understand me? Indubitably. Then, are you God? The goddess nervously asks the question she is most desperate for an answer to. God? Question? Definition necessary. The bishop says that God is the embodiment of law and the Lord of the holy city, who protects the sick and the dearly departed. But these things that he says were never recorded in the history books. Forsake God. God not necessary. If you aren't God, then who rescued me? Why have I been brought here? Or is this kingdom come? Are you here to guide me into the kingdom? Questions too many. Resonance lacking. Communication inefficient. Ray disorder. Partial answer. Show you. The being who calls itself ray disorder uses its limbs to draw a window in the air and drag it to the nearest wall. The image in the porthole quickly fades from view. A pale, eerie light wells up from nowhere, flooding the entire window. The image sharpens gradually, and the goddess girl looks out the window. What the fuck? A shattered sphere floats in the dark expanse of space. Dotted with countless stars, it is frozen at the moment of death. All of the past that have not had time to be told shatter into dust and are cast into a frozen void. The dust particles find each other and circle around the former garden. They clump together into rings that float in the air. The goddess girl and Ray Disorder sail atop these dust rings into the dead silence. We see sail savage. You shudder. Fear? The faraway things, the twinkling things, they look like eyes. It's really scary. They're just stars, but they feel alien to me. There are too many of them. They are too close, too bright. Are you not scared? Fear is unnecessary. Fear too limiting, too inadequate to describe. The goddess looks through the window and sees that tiny holes have appeared in the walls of the ship. A white light appears somewhere far in the distance. It starts growing and growing until it covers up almost the entire window. The blinding light caresses the surface of the land of death, covering and hiding everything from any would-be watchful eyes. The goddess girl looks directly at the light, as a fear is continuously invading her heart, a fear that she does not understand. It's the pale light of a dying star. A dead planet still orbits the star, and a great ship clinging to the star ring must endure the light and its wailing again and again without end. See, yes? Only grave, no holy city. Only cycles, only laws, no gods. Universe, welcome. You, traveler, name? Ooh, wait, what? Hierda? I don't know when it started, but the nickname the clerics used to tease me with became my name. Hierda. Okay. Administrator permissions confirmed. Unlocking restricted access project. PRTS repaired audio log 0422. Access restrictions unlocked. Unrecoverable. Under development area. Subject cults. The dust has settled in Londinium, but hopes for peace in Victoria seem dim. How much time do we have? I know you're listening, PRTS. I need you to do everything you can to restore monitoring the cradle process in the middle decks under development area, and prepare the grant closure access to my permissions. Authorization Abyss, thank you. There's a lot left to do. How much will I manage myself? Playback finish. Erasing access log. 321, log has been erased. Administrator, do you want to unlock the next classified log? Operation confirmed. Unlocking next log. Wait. That was too little information. Administrator permissions confirmed. Unlocking. So, who became the administrator? Or administrator permissions confirmed. Did the doctor see this? Or was it Calcit herself looking over this again? Three years after the Londinium incident. Sliding quickly, proudly claiming credit. How are they gonna just start talking about, like, hold on, it just, all this just happened and we just went right back to the ship? Like, I got more. I'm so confused. Good work. Seems like closure and mechanist upgrades were effective. My mouse should be able to handle this for the rest of the stream. They were teasing. I'm not happy about that. I want to know what happens. Spins happily. The repair work on this sector is nearly complete. She feels a small body make contact with her back, hugging her neck and giggling. Yeah, I saw that. I saw, wait, I fell asleep for 3 years? It just says 3 years after. Oh, okay. What the heck, Baku? I'm stupid. Y'all can't be doing this. Alana knows the giggle well. Sometimes it makes her happy, and sometimes it makes her anxious. She takes the girl she loves so much up on her back. Ah, she's cute. Potlid, I smell cream stew. Wormy. That's her name, Wormy. Lance, you're going to ruin the surprise. It smells too good. I couldn't help myself. You sure are happy. I guess the doctor agreed. These people are from the Ray event. I didn't read the Ray event, so unfortunately this is going to be one of those moments where it's just like question mark above my head. Yes, I saw there was an opening for volunteer work in the Rim Billington office, and I signed up as soon as I could. The food I cook now can't cure a miner's oropathy, sure, but our Rhodes Islander friends can, and I can fill their stomachs. If Savage and Ray hadn't vouched for me, the doctor might have rejected the application on the spot. Well, it's my responsibility as your guardian to accompany you, obviously. Savage and Ray are with me, no worries. But even if when I'm not around, you still have to eat, right, Lance? I'm guessing Lance is her real name? Yo, those abs are insane. I've left a full week's worth of soups of the day in the kitchen. All your favorite flavors. My colleagues in logistics will keep an eye on you for me. You're the boss, Potlid. But will you really be able to stand leaving your friends? Exaggerated nod. Yes, the BP is also a good friend of mine. But lots of people I know have applied to serve as backup in this place or that. In this place or that. And I'm not about to fall behind. Everyone's looking forward to touring our new home after the mission is over. Lance, you promised me that Rhodes is gonna look even more beautiful once the renovations are done. Shh, of course. I peeked at Closure's blueprints before. Also, I was already brave enough to say goodbye to my family and set off on a long journey, just like my dad did. Lance, you just wait for my return. Good morning, Talos. A giant cookie? Is this from Seobi? Lots of operators getting ready to head out to support pots. Posts got cookies. What? Oh no. I'm confused by this part. Is she just saying that she's just getting cookies for this? Okay. You got to eat good while you're traveling. Yes, she is saying that. Kay was really firm with me on that. I just wonder if she's going to end up eating most of the cookies before she gets to share them. I set up with Vulcan to bake a batch of cookies as quickly as possible so Kay could pass them out to all the operators going on field missions. When the time comes, I'll have Sonya go with Kay to distribute them. Why? Forget it. I'll just drag Leto along with me. I'm fine as long as you give me the honey drink you owe me once we get there. These are a whole bunch of characters that I have not seen actually in story. So it all must be in this Ray event that you guys are talking about when these characters are actually included. With my drink in hand, I am at your command, General Zima. What a headache. All this talking to people shit. This is Natalia's work. But Rosa can't be Rosa can't be everywhere at once. She has a lot of specific plans to go over with Amiya too, you know. This trip is going to be a bit more trouble than usual. After all, we're going to Ursus. Or did you give the task of planning with Amiya to Rosa because you were afraid you couldn't do it? Who said I couldn't do it? It's just Ursus, the place that they all left together. These are the things I was saying we would have to explain as they happen. The bears are from Children of Ursus. Okay. It was impossible for me to be able to read everything that was necessary before getting to this chapter. Zima believes they are ready to go back to face the place once more. Gummy, what's wrong with your hand? Nothing, Zima. Just a little sore is all. We had them baking too many cookies. The bakers in the canteen got worn out. Even Kay, waiting right outside the door, had to get dragged in to help like a good girl. Don't worry about me, Zima. She wants to fill the bellies of the operators who took good care of her and are now leaving home. I feel the same way. We'll do our part as well. Anyways, Natalia also needs to spend some time. You need help? Count me in. Darnar. You see, little cub? Look what I can whip up in the kitchen. Instructor Darnar. The doctor showed me your application. I took the liberty of applying to travel with you as your guardian. Truth is, the doctor was too worried about sending you back. I'm worried enough myself. Zima, welcome. Rosa, the doctor didn't want to approve your application at first. Medical assessed all of you and recommended that we were a bit more careful with your itinerary. But in the end, the doctor respected our wishes. That's because of Zima. She burst into the doctor's office and vowed to protect you, promising your safe return to Rhodes Island. Just like before. I kept them alive in Chernobyl. I got us through it. This time's no different. This isn't about your safety. This encounter with Ursus will be very different from before. I'll go with this one. Natalia and I have it worked out. If we operate under her family's Rostov Industries, we have an easier time moving around. Rhodes Island has ways to deal with things like that. Hands over your medical report. The assessment says you aren't fully prepared yet. There are other logistics you can choose. There are always other ways you can help Rhodes Island. We're all nervous about going back, at least a bit, but we can't keep hiding from it. This isn't some journey home for self-healing. We looked over the risks and volunteered because we think we're a good fit for operations in Ursus. We decided to call Rhodes Island our home a long time ago, so I can guarantee I'll bring them back home, safe and sound. Sonya has always been braver than me. Amiya, as far as the details of our collaboration with Rostov Industries, I'd appreciate it if Dr. Carlson and the doctor could take a closer look. I believe this will only be beneficial for our operations. Consider it done, Rosa. However, I still recommend that you avoid conducting any operations in Chernobyl for now. Ursus is still patrolling the area as closely as ever, and your identities are still an issue. We'll stay in contact with the ship. There's still many aspects of the Ursian operation that will be up for you to assess. Have a safe trip, Rosa. The ship will be sending additional logistics and medical staff to accompany you, not only to support your operation, but also to explore the possibility of establishing a permanent office in Ursus. By the way, someone else came to find me after your travel plans were announced. She hopes to join you on your journey. Oh? Guys, please be careful with what you say. Comey is deleting a lot of shit that you guys are saying in the chat. Be careful, man. You guys gotta understand that I don't know some things, and some things you might be saying are spoilers. Just chill. Just chill. Hey, Comey's spoken. Watch out. Comey has spoken. Every time I look down, I see someone got deleted. So just please try to chill and understand I don't know anything that's gonna happen next. So just chill. Stomach growling. Gummy, put the pot down. You eat your fill first. Huh? I haven't gone hungry in a very long time. Yeah, she lying. Maybe I was just too busy today and forgot to eat. You and Zima are here, so I'll be fine. Then get to eating, you hear me? Open wide, Gummy. I'm full, Leto. Come to think of it, do you have anything you need us to bring, Zima? Personal thingies? I brought some big crates with me. Let's bring the guitar Natalia gave me. I don't want her asking about it later. Anything else? Just leave it at home. Not like we're never coming back. Leto, didn't you say we weren't taking anything? That reminds me. I got some junk to give to someone. Mind if we swing by Jarek on the way, Sonya? Should be fine. I'll submit my travel plan to the doctor. Excuse me. Might I join you on your trip to Ursus? I've seen her before, but I don't know where. Where did I see this character? She's a 4-star? Oh, I must have just gotten her. But I didn't read Children of Ursus. Sorry, I know this request is sudden, but Sonya, let Zoya come with us. This rescue mission will be a long one. We can take care of each other along the way. You already know, Natalia? I talked to Rosa about it. Don't sweat it, Zoya. This isn't our first joint trip. Why did she just run on the screen like that? Shelby, wait. The cookie's still a bit raw in the middle. No, stop her. She'll give herself a tummy ache. Up, too late. Look at that face. Politely stops her. I'm gonna be late. Kay made so many cookies. Those cookies should go to very, very good people. Lots of wonderful people are setting out on a journey. They took good care of Kay. Kay being Kobe? Okay, I was confused for a second. I was like, who is she referring to? Okay. She's COB. Stop calling yourself K. It's COB. They took good care of K at home. So K wants to make sure they don't go hungry. That's the deal. Yeah, I know how I'm supposed to be saying it, but I like COB better. I know how I'm supposed to be saying it. By the way, ignore the green lines. That's just there because I'm by a window and it's reflecting over to my green screen. So just ignore it. It'll go away. Doctor, the copy rooms on each floor have been packed with people these past few days. The round of field deployments going out to so many different regions is a perfect opportunity for us to pick up local souvenirs. The wish lists everyone's been making are long enough to start a whole Taran expo. In the past, Closure has suggested that the procurement department make unified purchases for the operators, but I rejected the idea. Let's keep the spirit of tradition alive. Procurement will be sending out a notice soon regarding reimbursement. So you need me to bring back anything from my trip to Victoria? Calcit shakes her head. She looks at the cookies. She looks at the cookies Falnik is holding with a bit of suspicion. Shelby shoved these cookies at me just now. She made a gigantic mess in the kitchen, and Amiya is still trying to help clean it up. Poor Amiya. Falnik. You're going to have your hands full on this trip to Victoria. In addition to recovering data from several offices in the ducal territories, you'll have to monitor Nisorsi and Reed. You'll have to coordinate with all the different offices to provide her as much support as possible. Of course. And Londinium? Let Heidi know that we are temporarily delaying our return to the ship for debriefing. Ever since Londinium's parliament restored contact with the outside world, it has resumed collecting messages from the core nations. The intelligence network that Heidi has been cultivating is extremely important. This is also why I'm sending you to provide support. So overall, things aren't really that great. I see. I'll pay close attention to all this. Prologue. You need to take it easier. What? You have a habit of overloading yourself. I saw your itinerary. You're stretching yourself too thin. I deleted a few of the tasks. Try not to dwell on the things you fear. And don't try to force yourself to take control of them either. I never expected you to be like your mother or me. I don't support encouraging those who have experienced suffering to forget the hatred and violence they've endured. If we want to build a better future, we must surrender. Try to slow down your pace a bit. Wanting to have more control over your life is good, but getting all anxious about it is just tantamount to self-torture. It's a long road to Victoria, but you need to remember the smile you had when you first walked in this room. This is my one and only requirement for you. I'll remember that. I'll pick out a souvenir for you myself when I get to Victoria. Farewell. Reed, you don't need to hide. I was afraid you'd be angry. You told me not to be sad about Saracusa, but I made you sad. I don't want to leave Rhodes Island this time. I'm afraid you will force me. I haven't prepared the transfer order for sweep just yet. Stay here on standby. Escalon's order will arrive soon. After we receive the orders, can I stay by your side? Yes. Didn't you arrive some time ago? Yes, I arrived a while ago. Yeah, I said read. I meant read. Sorry. I'm quick. I'm reading as I'm reading it at a speed that will keep me from stuttering. So, yeah. Aunt Jim and Mum prepared these canned golden radishes for me to hand out to my colleagues. Sorry, might be a few too many of them. Should we maybe store them in the kitchen first? There is a veritable mountain of cans here. I'll leave them with you. All this stuff happened all of a sudden. It's been too long since I've been home. Mom's stockpile of canned goods is getting out of control. She just keeps dumping them on me over and over. Didn't you just tell me they were prepared specifically for our colleagues? Yeah, right. Anyways, they're all mine. I'll decide how they're used. Doctor, might I trouble you to help me distribute these to our colleagues when you see them? Ormy's got a tight schedule and so I don't have time to do it myself. Oh, right. Toucans with names on them, I saved them for you and Amiya. Don't give them out by mistake. They look more or less the same. Of course they're not the same. Oh, right. I also need to take 30 cans on my own trip. For your own supplies? No, as gifts. Ormy and Ray have an old friend, Jerry. Ever since he married... Kira, his career has really taken off. I saw the last photo he sent. His family has been blessed with quite a litter of kids lately. Ormy made plans with us to stop and visit him on the way. They mentioned this? Time really flies, huh? And we haven't really changed much, eh? Well, Kami sure does seem like she's matured a lot ever since she returned from Kasdal. Please take care of yourself as well. Don't worry, Doctor. I look forward to seeing you again after the field missions are complete. Still, this field assignment covers a pretty wide area. I'm afraid it'll be quite a while before I can sleep soundly in my own bed again. Don't worry, Rhodes Island will wait for you to return. Righto. Keep the lights on for me, Doctor. Lava altar. Hey, what are you still doing here? Hibisky! I just thought of something. We still haven't been given our medicine health maintenance manuals yet. We need this guidance so that I'm so happy there. Sorry, self-entering something I'm thinking. I'm so happy they're showing these like newer models of the characters and stuff instead of just sticking with their base models. Like it just looks so freaking cool to see the characters progress in the actual story. It's such a good touch, because I was always worried that they were just going to show, yeah, they grow up, but I didn't think they would actually start using them. I'm glad they started using them in the story. We need this guidance so that we can remember our health regimens. I mean, this is going to be a long trip abroad. We'll all remember to eat our meals and take our medicines. Will we all? The medic operators will take care of all that. Why are you worried about it? But we often do forget to take proper care of ourselves. You yourself, Lava. Don't you forget to take your food rations with you sometimes. Man, whatever. Then there's the other members of A1. The squad is going to be taking on some dangerous tasks. Cruz has to go on a long trip all by herself. Will they be all okay? Enough already. Will you keep treating them like children? We've been at this for so long. We're all adults already. I know, I get it. It's just that leaving a place I've spent so many years with everyone, day in and day out, and not knowing when I'll be back, it's a lot to take in. I just feel a bit empty inside. Don't worry, we'll be back. There's a lot of people going on field missions. Rhodes Island is dealing with some stuff right now. I trust Doctor and Carlton and Amiya I trust that they can handle it all. All we have to do is complete our own tasks and be patient. Rhodes Island is our home, and we're not going to lose our home. No matter what happens, we'll be back someday. Right. We'll all be together again. Your body temperature hasn't come down. It seems like the old cocktail of drugs is no longer effective. However, your metabolic rate has not been impacted too much. After the concentration of the old drugs in your bloodstream goes down, I'll administer some new medications. The new drugs will decrease your pain threshold. But don't worry, I'll look up your pain meds. Alright. There are a few new empty beds. They left yesterday. Don't worry. They've just been transferred elsewhere for more targeted temporary treatment. By the way, a few people left some notes for you. They're in your bedside drawer. Your condition is rather unusual, and we should keep you in a controlled treatment environment. Staying here with me under my observation is the best option. Okay, thank you. What are you looking at, Chloe? There are little circles on the ceilings that keep spinning. Looking at them makes me feel safe. The crystals are still interfering with your vision. My next surgery will be an attempt to remove the crystals near your retinas. Oh God. Every time I stare at them, they look like they've crept a little closer. It's like they're talking to me. Can you hear them? Their sound, it's like that old bell I used to hear. You mean the old one? You mean the one you told me about before? From the bell tower in your hometown? There's more than just one bell tower. I was on a quest to repair all of them and had already repaired quite a few when they were all destroyed by cannon fire. Yeah, Originium in her eyes. She like sees them. I don't know if you've ever seen those little dots. Some people see little dots every now and then in their eyes. Imagine crystals instead. Like that's bad. Yeah. Hold on. I need to stretch. I'm like trying to do it while I'm sitting here, but I need to stretch. Give me a second. I'm gonna go and get me some water, and then we'll continue going. I took this day off so we can do more of the story in one swoop. So I have no intention of stopping anytime soon. So I'm gonna just go and stretch real quick. I'll be right back. Look at those green dots, man. That's so annoying. Son, move. Stop. Please go. And when sitting Pog, I don't think I'm gonna complete it today. But I'm gonna get like a nice decent chunk of it out of the way at least. Yeah, I know some people were talking about the content creator that completed this in 10 hours on his own stream. I ain't that guy. So ain't no way I'm gonna be sitting here for 10 hours just reading through this. I'd probably get so tired like halfway through. Hold on. Yeah, can I get some tech support? My computer just keeps ghost pressing the key when I'm in game. C key, unplug the keyboard. First notice I touch the emulator when it presses it. However, it doesn't do it in Discord. I'm so fucking confused. I read like 8 hours and then 2 or 3 hours the next day or something like that. It's easier to read this when you're just reading it to yourself though. Like doing this, like reading in stream is the reason why these take me so long. If I just sat there in bed and just read through these, I probably could knock out so many chapters. Yeah. There's 21 nodes. I forget how long the main stories are. All right. I reached out to the operators we've got in Victoria. They looked into it for you. The town's been rebuilt and the locals have repaired that old bell. That's great news. Now the bell's tolling again. Life can continue on. Quite a relief, isn't it? Warfarin double checks the instrument readings one last time, then injects a prepared medicine into the IV system. The buzzing of the instrument mixes together with the noise of the IV system and Chloe's occasional gasps of pain. How many types of medicine have we tried over the last 3 years? Let me worry about that. All your vital indicators have stabilized. That's what's really important here. Before I contracted erypathy, I often cared for infected soldiers in the bell tower. I know exactly what it means when her crystal starts spreading across your skin. Chloe tries to move muscles on her face, but the tiny spikes embedded in her skin twist her expression. Her wounds slit open, and the bright beads of blood begin to seep out. You see, they won't even let me smile. As a doctor, I cannot guarantee outcomes. I can only promise that every medic in Rhodes Island will provide you with the best possible care. Thank you. I just miss my hometown. My bad, I forgot. My bad, I forgot. This report, first time I saw this patient's charts, I thought there was some kind of error in the data then too. But then we checked the data several times and it was correct. By all logic, no patient with this high cell originium assimilation rate should still show any signs of life. It goes against everything we know about erypathy. And yet, the originium is keeping the patient alive. In no way no one could have predicted. Some of her internal organs have completely crystallized, but they're actually functioning more efficiently and stably than those previous patients we've seen. I haven't figured out what's causing this condition yet, but based on the data, the more of her infection progresses, the healthier she seems. That's strange. And the more pain she's in. So she's in pain, but she's in a really healthy condition? That is strange. We've never seen a case like this before. This may be some kind of new mutated form of erypathy. If we can make some sort of medical breakthrough while administering her treatment. A new strain of originium? That doesn't sound good. That never sounds good. Maybe these people we rescued from Victoria can really bring a few miracles to Rhodes Island. Why did I leave this message on and no one said anything to me? Unpinned message.
Please double check your protective gear.
Cold drink
Also,
machine has
remember to keep
its
a safe
trajectory
distance
computing
from the
module
lava
disrupted by
and give
originium.
regular status reports.
It's uncontrollably launching frozen beverage cans at operators who aren't even thirsty at all.
Phew. All right.
Okay.
I wonder who their target will be.
No tardará mucho.
No problem. Let's get this done quick.
Toxins and traps are my tactics.
Now I already can see enemies coming from here straight to the box, so I gotta be wary of that.
Relax.
I have the wrong
always help
skill
you
on,
out.
but this is fine.
Let me double their trouble.
Monster. In position.
Signal who would use a flag as a weapon on the battlefield.
Relax. What do you fear most?
Communications linked.
No, sorry, but I'm really not.
Relax, Volcano. We're just here to collect a few precious samples. Please don't get mad.
Awaiting on.
Stand still. It'll spare all of us the effort.
Copy the infinite with the tangible. Bring the intangible to life.
Please, trust in me.
No problem. Who would use a flag as a weapon on the battlefield?
Don't need to do anything else. That was pretty.
An excellent outcome. Was this also a part of your calculations?
I'm so used to this being blue that I was concerned for a second. Drones. Wait, it didn't have a second story? It didn't have an after? Okay.
Use your whips, swirl the sand, shade the sun. Then take whatever you want.
I just sharpened my sword.
Let's make this quick. My time is valuable.
Okay.
Enemy engaged. Let's end this quickly.
I'm listening. I know what to do. Better watch your step.
Signal story, but I'm really not religious.
Toxins and traps are my tactics.
I know what to do. Don't order me around.
I've got an idea. I've swallowed up the sun.
Incapacitating them is enough, right?
A true battlefield. This is the right place to settle things.
No problem. Now we'll see them.
Monster. In position.
Entendido.
Inútil.
Mission accomplished.
Friston. Closure, I have the right to refuse the data module inspections and upgrades you're proposing. I will not be treated like Thuromex and Lancet too. You know very well that I'm different from my colleagues. Oh, I love her new look. I love it. When are we getting a playable closure, man? Relax, I'm not trying to trick you into a module upgrade this time. Then please restore the power supply to my mobility module. Restricting a respected scholar's personal freedom is really unbecoming behavior. Take a look at the expression doodle on my faceplate. It indicates how I feel. Angry. This won't take too much time. Justice Knight's already lined up waiting at the entrance. Mr. Friston, I can guarantee this maintenance will be quick. Alright, there we are. You blocked me from accessing PRTS data? Blocked you? I just disconnected you from PRTS. To be more precise, I physically removed your reception module. It looks like that went well though. I thought there would be some irreplaceable failures. You just did that without any sort of planning. Well, how do you feel now, Mr. Friston? According to the entire experiment, you violated protocol, and I'll be discussing your negligence with Carlson shortly. Not to mention your reckless disregard for my life. She'll hear about that too. Please do one more self-check to be certain you're not getting any transmissions from PRTS. You should just be thankful nothing went wrong. I checked and I indeed cannot connect to PRTS any longer. It's like I have blurred vision. It's a very subtle feeling, and I don't like it one bit. Perfect. Now we can talk, Mr. Friston. If I wanted to disconnect all the retrofitted operation platforms from PRTS, would there be a safer way to do that? I refuse to speculate about such dangerous work. That would be no different from killing all my precious colleagues. What if we had no other choice? Please tell me what might cause you to draw such a conclusion. Have you discovered something? Maybe she has. Oh, it's kind of like, is this a flashback closure? Can you determine the root cause of the last few PRTS operation errors? The logs show that most of the errors were caused by human error, operational mistakes made by the team members. This again? Either way, backup systems are being deployed as quickly as possible. The framework for independent terminal command system has been upgraded as per Calcit's suggestions. I've named it Zoot. I am Zoot. Temporary admin permissions have been given to the Dr. Calcit and Amiya. And me, of course. A lot of ideas I had when I first designed this system feel a bit outdated now. I really want to scrap it and start over, but Calcit shot down that application. We don't have much time left. Can we seamlessly switch to a new terminal command system? I'm still working on that. We still have no way to replace PRTS's current role in Rhodes Island's daily operations. Much of our medical data and resource allocation calculations still rely on PRTS. But the biggest issue I'm facing is how to construct a data center and energy hub reliable enough to support the new data. Oh man, now it's in my face. The new command system. Nothing comes close to what PRTS can do here. Even while handling the massive high precision computations Rhodes Island requires, it still has power to spare. Unfortunately, I cannot make sense of PRTS's underlying logic. Even Zoot, which completely mimics its design, keeps throwing errors in weird places you wouldn't think of. What if we used Omninum? Closure, I reviewed the comments you added to my report and the theories you outlined in response. According to Casdel's office logs and experimental results, there is at least, in theory, a possibility that Omninum could function as a data center and energy hub. But that is also extremely risky. But it's not like we haven't learned anything from all this. At least we verified that there is a possibility of using Omninum for super long-range communications and data transfers. Even though she'd be informed in advance, Wiesadel was still freaked out when your greeting showed up out of nowhere. And the operators who went to assist Casdel, have they settled in all right? Everyone was surprised when they first got there. They assumed the city would be in worse shape. They found their footing quickly, and when the time came for Midnight and me to head back, it was hard to say goodbye to the new friends he'd made. Doctor, do we have to keep sending people out to various branch offices? I've never seen the ship as deserted as it is now. We've come to a mutual understanding, Closure. We're sending more personnel to regional offices partially to reduce the number of people at risk in the event of an accident aboard the ship, and partially to ensure those offices can respond more efficiently if needed. I know that, of course. I'm just not used to having to say goodbye to friends all of a sudden. I don't know when it started, but my schedule is packed with farewell dinners now. Once the risks aboard the ship are cleared, it'll be up to you to decide when the operators return. If everyone is here, then we'll start the meeting. Also, don't forget to delete the voice recordings and data logs from today. Wipe them from PRTS. From here on out, every decision we make will shape the future of Rhodes Island. We've reached a consensus. If we want to guarantee the safety of Rhodes Island's people and assets, there are certain decisions we can't avoid any longer. I accidentally double-clicked. Simplify the ship's structure. Yes, we need to segregate Rhodes Island important resources and help the personnel stationed on the ship settle in. This will ease the concerns of those stationed on the ship, while also improving everyone's response time in the event of an emergency. But I still have some questions, Caltsit. This means we'll have to dismantle the vast majority of the ship's structure. Dr. Caltsit, did you accelerate Rhodes Island's defense planning only because of PRTS's recent irregularities? The recent irregularities have made one thing clear. PRTS is slowly spiraling out of control. And as time goes on, this will only accelerate. Okay, that kind of makes sense with why, if what you guys told me wasn't memeing or anything, it makes sense that Calcit was going into the system and deleting stuff now. However, PRTS is the only Rhodes Island terminal control system. If it is no longer in our control, then who else is it taking orders from? We're worried about those internal threats. Amiya, that possibility has always existed. I trust you, Dr. Calcit. Phew, what a headache. What do you think, Doctor? I trust Calcit's judgment. She and I have already rehearsed hundreds of contingency plans. Okay, then what can I do, Calcit? We've already played a big role in the ship's reconstruction. The mechanical structures connecting the different core areas have been almost completely replaced with acrylic, hydrocarbon, prefabricated materials over the past 5 years, which can support a certain degree of modular disassembly. A certain degree? Power systems on the lower deck and the uppermost deck cannot be separated for now. When Rhodes Island was first excavated, the limitations of available technology and other constraints prevented us from restoring it to its ideal condition. It wasn't until 7 years ago, when Closure and I drafted the blueprints for the restoration, that we discovered it would be very hard to modify Rhodes Island's structure. I'm pleasantly surprised that we managed to do as much as we did. The catastrophe warning system and the medical center are particularly crucial modules. Both involve technologies that are not yet ready to be disclosed and are the hardest to deploy. I pressed double-clicked again. Columbia, Eager, Londinium. The Londinium Parliament reconstruction work these past 2 years has been difficult, but results have been surprisingly impressive. I would have chose Eager, but whatever. Not only have they cleared most of the Originium crystal clusters from their route, they've also managed to stabilize the city's supply of medicine and other resources. Londinium can now indeed provide a secure operating environment for the medical center, and will be able to obtain large amounts of first-hand case data. But this also means that we will be officially cooperating with Parliament again, and the Dukes will once more put heavy pressure on Vina. That's not exactly good news for Londinium, which has only just begun to get back on track. Doctor, I have another risky idea. Ager. Looking at all the factors, this is the best choice we can make. I'll personally communicate with the Inquisition and Ager personnel to ensure the safe arrival of our own personnel and assets. Most of our patients have now been temporarily placed in treatment facilities in various offices along with reinforcements. All that is left is for the remaining patients to be transferred to Ager once the medical center is operational again. Leave this matter to me. The support vehicle long distance patient transfer support is already prepped and ready to go. As for the transfer arrangements for logistics and engineering, I've talked it over with my people and everyone was enthusiastic about temporarily moving to Castle. Many of them are old friends who stuck with us back then, and returning to Castle means a lot to them. Yeah, I talked about it to Wiesadel before leaving Castle. Babel will assign personnel to escort both our people and key assets throughout the entire journey. We'll be flying the banners of Babel and the military commission. The mercenaries won't dare try anything. And then there's our mining module. The military mining module, okay, it doesn't really matter which one, needs to be handled with caution. Yeah, this still sounds like. A long time ago, I purchased a semi-decommissioned mining ship from Rim Billington and registered it under Rhodes Island's name. The ship's mining module can now be legally transferred to the new mining vessel to continue operations in Rim Billington. At the same time, I placed an order on the market to buy a mining module. This light is killing my face. To hide your tracks, making any major changes in the short term is sure to attract attention, especially from our rivals, who will use the opportunity to use them against us. By calling it a refit and upgrade, maybe something most factions will accept. Anybody with their own plans, the ones watching us more closely, won't be fooled. Need a few more sophisticated explanations. I stopped in Saracusa to resupply before returning to the ship, where I visited Vigil and Pinnis in Nuova Vocini. They helped me dig into the current state of affairs in Italy. As long as I thought I was gonna sneeze. Whew. As long as the Fami, I'm just gonna say Fami, are not publicly pressuring Italy, City Hall will be able to protect us. I propose inserting a business department into Italy by the means of investment. Establishing a cooperative relationship with the City Hall will counter both overt and covert maneuvers from competing companies. Doctor, what do you think? Perhaps we can establish some backup warehouses or supply stores. We can build a backup warehouse in Italy as well. The logistics system of Italy has changed a lot in the past year, and the port's cargo throughput is extremely impressive. I like how they keep using the term that I'm having trouble saying. Now that I've established I'm having trouble saying it. The City Hall's cooperation, it will be easier for us to conceal the transportation and storage of important assets. Doctor, let me handle coordination for the rest of the support facilities. There's one last painful task on the list. Everyone looks at the blueprints spread out in front of them as the command center falls silent. This is the key to everything we're doing. Also, it points to a region in the center of the blueprints. Abyss. Abyss. On the blueprint, a new area has been added to what was once a blank space in the central section of the mid-deck. Abyss. Kalsa has never told you what this abyss really means, but you still have a vague feeling that this area marked on the blueprint, this area that has never been recorded by PRTS, is inextricably linked to you. A long time has passed since it was last opened. So there's a whole area that they just haven't been using. Even back then, when I had to get close to that place to bring back someone important, I didn't dare go to the deeper part. The one that's been sealed away all this time. What? However, now I'm not sure what kind of changes have happened in there. This is where Babel start. Oh, is this the area where Teresa battled the what were they called? You were the important person she got out. Oh, okay. It's not where... Okay. This is where they wake you up. Okay. Okay. However, now I'm not even sure what kind of changes have happened in there. As I just said, if the PRTS and abnormalities have a specific cause, then the Abyss must be involved somehow. How do you think we should deal with this section, Doctor? I haven't the slightest idea. I need to go there and investigate. Doctor, I can go with... I'll bring the doctor there myself. Amiya, Closure, I need you two to make sure the surrounding areas are completely cleared out. Set up the first isolation zone around the Abyss itself, and a second within the 1 kilometer of the ship. Ascalon and the elite operators will stay aboard on standby. I need all other personnel on board to temporarily leave the ship and prepare countermeasures. Amiya, you and Closure must leave temporarily as well. Be prepared to activate our contingency plans at any time to deal with unexpected situations. How long do we have? A mass migration like this will be hard to get done in a short period of time. 15 days. During this period, you need to complete a full body data scan and comparative analysis, Doctor. I'll get it done. What is actually in the Abyss anyway? The beginning of everything and end of everything. Ooh, that's scary to hear. Carl said, I want to go to the Abyss and see for myself. Carlton seems to know why you want to do this and gives a slight nod. Alright, please keep in mind until we are fully prepared, we can conduct preliminary explorations on the periphery. I'll be careful. We can't go any deeper. I can't tell if getting closer to the core area of the Abyss will cause some unexpected changes. We're still some distance from the actual Abyss. I also don't have permission to open the way to the Abyss. I'm still trying, but to this point, we've made very little progress. So you're saying this is where I first woke up in Terra? Physically, yes, but your situation is a bit more complicated than that. Does coming here bring back any specific memories? Is this a sort of test? Calcit shakes her head. I just want to confirm that you're in good health. After withdrawing from Londinium, our operations in Trimount and Valerium inevitably forced us to confront the histories of this land and your history. In the Originium assimilated universe, I caught a glimpse of my mission. The savior of this land, the destroyer of this land. Call said, I cannot avoid it, nor do I have any reason to. Doctor, I stopped questioning your resolve long ago, which is the only reason we're here now. I have a theory about the true nature of the Abyss. Is Priestess here? Oh God. This is why you chose to leave Amiya and Closure out of this conversation. After us, I don't fully understand it yet either. Yes, but we would have had to prepare for it anyway sooner or later. Amiya is still young, but every new trial we face helps her mature a little bit as a leader. You can always rely on Closure's knowledge and skill, and she's taking more responsibility over Rhodes Island as well. They are all worthy of your trust and reliance. They'll stand by your side for a long time to come. And so will you. But right now, we need to figure out what exactly is happening in PRTS. Our experience in the assimilated universe left us with many unanswered questions. And ever since Theresa and Theresis joined forces to seize the first Originium, I felt uneasy about what's to come. Perhaps she had already awakened when Omninam arrived. But that was 3 years ago. I cannot be completely certain. It was very likely that Theresis used some method I cannot trace to cut off the controller from Originium. They delayed her arrival? I'm afraid delayed is not the most apt description for it. Nonetheless, I must admit that they did something I never imagined they'd do, and objectively speaking, they brought us more time. However, we will eventually awaken from our beautiful dream. It sounds like we have to open the abyss. Indeed. After all, PRTS is still operational to this day. Its core server and power sources are buried within the depths of the abyss. We cannot touch them or analyze them. We can never be too cautious when dealing with such an unknown space. Everything I currently know about it, with everyone involved in this operation. Can I help you with anything? No, for the version of you that exists now, even approaching these hazy fragments of the past takes a heavy toll. And right now, I have no way to help you shoulder that burden. Go help Amiya and the others leave the abyss to me. If you choose to trust me, that is. Of course. I just want you to know you're not alone here, Chaotik. Thank you for your concern. I understand. Now she's gonna delete. Yeah. Visitor Chaotik. Hello, Chaotik. We meet again. You look like you need my help. I do. Please search for a technical document. Keyword slumber bridge. Are you still there? I'm here. Sorry, Chaotik. I cannot output the answer you're looking for. You have crossed the line. I know, but we need it. Teresa. Oh, okay. The evolution rate of Aripathy is accelerating, and that threat from Originium is increasing. Rhodes Island must find a more effective method to respond to it. I get what you're saying, but I cannot provide what you're asking for, as your request violates the underlying logic of DWDB 22.1e. But I do have a way to circumvent its limits, Chaotik. Deep dive. Universe? Deep dive? Oh god. Okay. Wait. Is this in the abyss? No, they showed a spaceship. I'm confused. Universe? Deep dive? What you're saying is what I've seen. It's all beyond my imagination. I've just far too many questions and opinions about this kingdom. Language yours cannot describe, mine cannot explain. Commonality, thought, existence. Hack your thought, hack your language. Thought is language. Follow me. The massive instrument instantly catches the goddess's attention. Her vision swims. The instrument distorts the light, and her consciousness, to the goddess, it sometimes appears to spin faster than the eye can follow. Other times, it appears completely still. No, it appears to be moving very slowly. Very slowly. She stops looking directly at the device that seems capable of devouring her consciousness, yet she still can't stop herself from falling over. Ice-cold co-traveler catches her. Thought. Resonance. Accept it. Forsake resonance. Hear yourself. Death. The goddess instantly hears several different tones at once. She hears several foreign languages she can identify: Rim Bullingtonian, Ursine, Standard Victorian, and Gaulish, which she's only ever heard spoken by clergy. But what she hears above all else is a strange language that she's never heard before, a language made up of tones. Yet somehow she understands what these strange tones mean. Death. I can understand you. How? Thoughts can be anchored, and words can be deciphered. Language is a tool, a right, and one of the key elements that helps shape our existence. And Seta is one of the greatest inventions of our time. We've erased the barriers of language. We've bridged the gaps between civilizations. That symbol, an anchor for thought, the meta script that deciphers all known languages, a tool for interpreting unknown languages. Death. That is the language that, up until now, you have thought the most about. Erda. Reincarnation. That is how you all communicate. Communication via voice is inefficient. However, it is very intriguing and a good way to express emotion. Many still stubbornly hold on to this tradition, deepening their emotional bonds with one another. I don't fully understand you. Can you tell me where we are right now? A ship that salvages death from the grave. We seek answers to the ultimate questions among the ruins illuminated by light. Before the same destruction befalls us. Before death befalls us. The place you have visited, its master calls it Rhodes Island. Ooh, what's going on? Its master calls it... Yeah, they're talking about the abyss, man. Its master has to be priestess. And she's... yeah. Oh, man. This is so sick. The goddess is confused. She's no longer confused by the strangeness of her surroundings. She's perplexed by a different question. How can a god die?
This just confirms it. We really do make the birth partners.
This is so sick, man. This is so sick. The threat within. That maintenance helper lost again? Watch out for the Originium on it. Don't let it get close.
Freeze!
We estrange commands from the terminal's combat interface. Same here. What does that strange symbol mean? It looks like a hand. PRTS process reset. Threat detected. Identified target. Identification complete. Begin combat deployment. Prepare to eliminate threat. It is a hand. That's deploying units the same way that we deploy units? That's what this hand is? Something's not right. I'm calling for backup. Be careful.
Not one step backward.
Oh, this is creepy. We're getting attacked by the drink machines? Oh, this is so creepy. What's the situation there? Instructor Doberman, we noticed that the PRTS is doing a lot of dangerous things without authorization. Intel indicates that PRTS is bypassing permissions and deploying enemies to marked locations directly. But we can stop it by deploying our own operators at those locations in advance like this. High threat target identified. Modifying command. Reassessment complete. PRTS threw something in front of me. Is it charging up?
Freeze! Freeze!
Oh my god.
Not one step backward.
Charging complete. PRTS is activating it. It's a weakness node. When activated by PRTS, it weakens all operators around it while it remains active. But we can also activate it first to weaken the enemy. It'll also have a longer duration that way. It costs DP to activate, so we'll have to be flexible about our approach. Eliminate all the remaining enemies.
Safety first. And do not touch anything that may be suspicious or infected. You'll pay for that.
Alright then.
Mission accomplished.
No casualty
so-
on our side. The Doctor's leadership is indeed
Bro.
unparalleled.
What the fuck is happening? What is happening? The hand is also used for tutorials, by the way. Game infected. I'm so concerned. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. I just took a break. Time. You asked me why the first language I shared with you after our thoughts resonated was death. I really don't know either. Aboard this strange colossal vessel called Rhodes Island, the goddess can barely feel the passage of time. It makes her uneasy. Ever since the day she became infected, time has meant everything to her. Time will bring her death and perhaps liberation. However, beings who dwell in this strange place, yet deny that they are gods, seem utterly indifferent to it. Maybe it's because I've never been afraid of dying. Death is nothing more than a passage to a new environment. Pessimist. That's how they would describe you in your own language, yes? A pessimist? I don't think so. The goddess blurts it out and regrets it just a little bit. She had agreed with many of the clergy's arguments back during the debates, but now she's here. Does she still need to think in those terms? She really does care about everything she's experienced before the collapse. Does she still care? Does she really care? Like the question, does she care? After all, even time has forsaken her now. I once worked in a mine that seemed to be endless. To maintain efficiency, the Overseeker would kill or drive off any bothersome Originium slugs. Originium slugs? A mine? Yes, those Originium slugs are even weaker than me. And the mines were once my home. But the Overseer didn't expect the kindest worker in the mine was secretly feeding and caring for the Originium slugs they were trying to drive away, which only drew more of them into the mine. Eventually, the slugs disrupted the mine's foundation, leading to a collapse. But you survived. The slug's secretions fed me. What? Is that... Wait, was she already infected when that happened, or did she become infected because of that? In such harsh conditions, many of them lived short lives. Yet, new ones kept being born. They gave me strength. I mean, yeah. Miners, Originium slugs, and yourself, but your story ignores the death of Terra. You do not treasure your Terra. That's not true at all. In our language, Terra bless us is a phrase that invokes something almost divine. You still have very limited definition of life. I don't understand. You show me so many individuals, each starkly distinct from the next. You all feel love and hate just as we do, and yet are still vastly different from each other. Salvaging death from the grave. You all live united by a purpose that I can't understand. But why have I come here? The goddess ponders this question, but her intuition tells her that the answer lies with the person who just extended a hand to her. She looks out the porthole at the top of the cabin into the cold, silent, endless expanse of space. The light from the distant, giant sphere once again passes over the dead planet, piercing the goddess's eyes. However, despite her blurry vision, she spots a small silhouette within the light. There is someone out there in deep space. Is that the one I'm looking for? Someone out in the depths of space seems to hear the goddess's voice. A shadow within the light stirs ever so slightly. You're looking for me? 1 circle, 2 circles. The little dots are spinning in the darkness. They're accelerating, coming closer and closer. They rip a hole in the darkness and a bright, blazing beam of light shines through. I extend my arms to embrace them. Core body temperature is elevated. Nerve blocker has already been administered. Body temperature rising rapidly. Prepare to administer muscle relaxant and replenish blood volume. Repeat the medication again and start the operation. Dr. Warfarin, did I doze off again? Maybe I'm just really exhausted. Don't try and speak now. Your throat is badly injured. You feel like you went to sleep? Yes, and I had a long dream. You didn't feel any other discomfort? No. Did something happen just now? Nothing major. Did you dream about anything special? Anything special? That's hard to say. In my dreams, there were balls of mud spinning around each other in a black velvet. They are now big, now small. One moment they were smaller than children's marbles, and the next larger than the whole of Victoria. Someone picked them up and flung them back out. They started smashing into each other and bursting like fireworks, but the whole time I didn't hear a sound. Anything else? I also saw threads stretching from one ball of mud to another, each one made of light. And on every thread, there were people running outward, racing along the light. I followed them. I ran to a white patch of earth. It was completely empty, save for a single stone tablet standing there. Stone tablet, what was written on it? Nothing. Dr. Warfarin, and that's when I woke up. What a strange dream. But then again, you remember it quite clearly, which means your brain's memory module is still functioning properly. The more clearly you remember your dream, the closer you were to waking up when you dreamed it. As I see it, the fact that you were able to remember your dream is a very good thing. Say, I haven't seen Dr. Touch today. She has other matters to attend to. She told me to give this to you. Look, the spring, the gears, the hands, all the parts that make up a clock. She said it will help you relieve your stress. Is Rhodes Island in some kind of trouble again? Is her dream something to do with the abyss? And what just took place? Little one, you come to the wrong place. It seems like Closure failed to examine your program modules. Little one, this item here should definitely not be on your maintenance list. The Goliath lifts it gently and examines it curiously in his hands. Angrily spins threads. What a huge change. It was empty when Her Highness left. Now there are so many interesting people and things here, right? Escalon. Tell them not to worry. I'll take care of the mobility layer. Okay. Escalon, you seem in poorer spirits than you were when you returned from Victoria. What about the people working under you? They have been dispatched to create the isolation zone outside the ship. I'm remaining on the ship, and that's sufficient. Rhodes Island does indeed need a blade that moves through the darkness, but that doesn't mean you need to consciously remain silent. Come chat with me when you have time. I have liquor here. Besides, why don't you tell me about Theresis? I witnessed the beginning of that heroic epic, and you witnessed its end. What we saw was different. Okay. I'll convey your thoughts to the doctor and Amiya when they have time. The Goliath places Burpee in front of the exit passage. Burpee, beepy. Stop wandering about. The mobility layer is dangerous. Don't underestimate what high concentrations of iridium can do to someone like you. I'll keep my eye on the work here. That'll be enough. Runs away in panic. Game calls it. What could have gotten you this tense? Situation abnormal. Enemy weapons technology exceeds mission parameters. Risk of exposure present. Possible enemy signal detection capability. Shutting down drone transmission temporarily. Logos, I'm counting on you for the drone's live feed. I'm ready. Circuits etched unto iridium through spoken words. Drawn by hand to reveal what the swarm perceives. Logos' bone pin hovers in the air, automatically transcribing the images recorded by the drone. 12 flexible vehicles buried in the sand. 31 armed militants. The 5 sniper nests have already been marked. There seems to be a signal isolation device in the tent which the scanner cannot penetrate. All are carrying unidentified weapons. Threat level unknown. Further on-site confirmation required. Radiant, you're up next. I'm starting the drone recall procedure. In position. Wait a second, can you see me? The bones pin taps slightly. Its strokes weaving together the rough outline of a human form. Radiant gives a tentative wave to 2 people watching the feed, and even in floating text, her smile comes through clearly. We're standing by, ready to assist you. It's no problem. In 90 seconds, your drone and I will leave together. On screen, Radiant walks into another signal blocking tent as if no one else is there, and the transmission cuts out. Logos, we're ready to launch a full assault at any time. The incantations have already drifted in on the wind to the edge of their camp. 10 seconds. 20 seconds. 30 seconds. All intel has been transcribed. I'll be back in a second. It didn't even create a single stir. I overwrote the visual signals received by each target's brain. Chances are, all they saw was a mischievous little sand beast slipping into the tent to escape the wind and sand. Candace, how goes it? Do you discover anything while parsing the intel reports? All weapons have had their origins erased and have modified to suit their operations. I'm familiar with how to operate it. Doctor discussed a rather rare design with me recently. Hold on, I'm checking something. I'm being pinged over and over again. Hold on, chat. This is something kind of important. Hold on, chat. Actually, it's really early in the morning. I'm not going to call him. I'm just going to message. Okay. But I'm familiar with how to operate it. Doctor discusses rather rare design with me recently. They are from Eager. But the people who are going to interface with us, aren't they also? Regardless, the threat has been cleared. Oh. Light's no longer in my eyes. Yeah, sun's moved. Regardless, the threat has been cleared. We must not yield to such a threat and allow it to interfere with our equipment transfer, nor can we create any disruption that can alert the personnel involved. The matter is of great importance and needs to be resolved quietly. There's no way. They're wearing special protective equipment to ward off our physical attacks. This was arranged in advance. They even knew our personnel layout. Orchid, stay back. They're clearly after our mining module. Oh, Orchid appearance. Figures I'd end up working overtime again. Spot, support Midnight and Catapult. Popcar, have you called out for reinforcements? Yeah, I called already. Orchid. Even your heart has gone silent. Yes, she has that power to speak in people's mind. I'll deal with the injured. That said, Midnight is getting too worked up again. Orchid, I have to trouble you to deal with. Did the stream die? No, the stream didn't die. It's still. Did something happen? Oh, it's okay. All right, good. Orchid, I'll have to trouble you to deal with them. Leave him to me. The doctor guessed correctly. Someone leaked the details of our operations. Wrap this up quickly. Tow the backup mining ship. Okay. Oh no. priestess is leaking our details. No. Tow the backup mining ship to the nearest nomadic city and get the energy bay batched up. Then return to the ship at once to avoid any mishaps. It's why you are back up. PRTS told me it would be misery. Up, there we go. You followed a hunch? A last minute change in plans right before the departure? I'm just worried that I believe in you. Misery, Stormeye, Sharp, and such have other plans. Do we need to inform the rest of our colleagues via PRTS? No, that's not necessary. If anything goes wrong, resolve the issue as quickly as possible, then return to defend the ship. Porter and Inez. How many waves of mercenaries have attacked us already today? This is the 7th wave now. It may not be too threatening, but it's really strange how many of them have been attacking us every day this past week. We've only crossed Kasdal's border. These guys do not fear death. They remind me of mercenaries we met in Sargon. Faithless. Misery, what's taking you so long? We planned for you to be back by now. You should know that this place is still quite some distance from the Scar Market. Even if I knew every shortcut around here, it would take me some time. What has the investigation revealed so far? For the past 2 weeks, someone's been routing the majority of the Scar Market's orders here through a network of outsourcers. There's no way to trace the client. They've covered their tracks well. In other words, it was just bad luck that we ran into these mercs. They're not actively coming to attack us? I'm afraid so. It seems that not all the worries Doctor had before we departed were unfounded. Bang! Everyone, there's news from the sentries. Another group of mercenaries is shifting towards our position. There's a high chance that we'll be engaging again soon. Misery, something's not right here. These unending waves of mercenaries don't seem to be trying to harm us. Instead, it's like they're trying to delay us. We can stay here and continue escorting the team. You all can return to the ship now. Don't worry, Fang. Some folks are going to find it harder than they thought to put up their schemes into motion. The air is fluctuating. Is that wind? No. Is that the life bone? Yep, with Inez and the Horror. High above the sky, a massive skeleton emerged, stirring the dust of history and casting a vast shadow below. For many at Rhodes Island, it was the first time seeing a massive skeleton that once appeared during the chaos in Victoria. What a sight. While investigating the Scar Market, I took a trip to Kasdal to meet a few old friends. Let's leave the rest to them. We should go home. I've already silenced all communications in visible range. Engaging now. It's the Bone Whistle. Their weapons counter my gear. They offer little resistance against your Bone Whistle and incantations. Far from it. They just don't quite understand the rules of my speech yet. I'm curious about the thought process of Igor followed in developing such precise weaponry. Then I'll grab a few pieces to take back and dismantle. I'll help you study them. Come on, you two. We're carrying out a mission here. There are at least 3 squads waiting in ambush up ahead. We can't take them all on. I'm afraid we can't handle this clearly and quietly anymore. We'll need to tell our people to brace for the assault. Hey. The reinforcements the doctor called for are here. Radian, Mechanist, mark the location for us. The bad guy will be here soon. Blaze, check your communication devices. I've synchronized our location with you. Acknowledged. Wait for a moment. Rosmontis, didn't we agree I'd rush in first and draw their fire away from you? I'll control the arts. Rosnoa cat. Finished? I checked the signals in the surrounding area. They've all been cleared out. Who can tell me what this thing really is? When it tried to self-destruct, I had to use all my strength just to stop it. The people interfacing with us are also Aegers. Why are they attacking our people and equipment? Let Dr. Chaotik and Doctor determine that. Ensure that we return to the ship as soon as our personnel and equipment are safely transferred to Clementia? I don't remember that location. Or whatever it is. We need to deal with these issues as soon as possible. There's still other unknown leakers out there. This is just the beginning, I'm afraid. Aeger person. Ah, okay. That's strange. Why is PRTS responding even slower now? Or is it just my imagination? This isn't right. No, let me check it again. PRTS, output all backend logs from the past 2 weeks. No problems here and no problems here either. No problems anywhere? Origin of conflict. I need to go and read all the descriptions because something's telling.
Let's see. Which insect is falling into my trap?
That is so creepy.
I wonder who their target will be.
Picked out your bait yet?
Oh shit, I didn't see that.
Follow me!
I know what you can't hide your fear.
Oh
Brother,
no.
who would use a flag as a weapon on the battlefield?
I didn't see that.
Hurry! Run! Before it's too late!
Please double check your protective gear. Also, remember to keep a safe distance from the lava and give regular status reports.
Illusion and intimidation are my tactics too. I've got an idea. Enough dreaming. Only nightmares come with me.
Let me double their trouble.
No problem. Let's get this done quick.
Switching forms.
Picked out your bait yet?
All right! Apple pie!
Oh god, didn't think it was that strong.
Signals. Now we'll see them.
All right!
Oh my Lanta.
Give it to me! Hmm?
Please, trust in me.
No problem. Sorry, but I'm really not religious.
Volcanic soot contains lots of originium particles. Let's not stay too long.
I'm prepared. I am Dublin.
These things are gonna piss me off. I'm not prepared for this.
Signals? Sorry, but I'm really not religious.
Oh no.
Mission accomplished.
Some cut to the chase, commanding. Promise me you'll deploy me closer to the enemy next time, Doctor. I'll try some more efficient techniques.
All right. I think here is where I'm going to take my break. We've been streaming since 7:30. It's 11. Yeah, I think here's where we're going to stop. I barely cracked a dent into this. Four hours of reading? Yeah, man. I'm feeling it here. But we're gonna continue this on Saturday morning, so that way we can continue this in the morning. I think we're gonna do this Saturday morning and Sunday morning, which for those in Asian territories, it'll probably be at night for you guys. That way we can keep up the same kind of pace. So yeah, I want to make sure that everyone can still keep up with it without having to worry about me streaming at night and having to go back and watch the stream. Cut yourself some slack. Arknights story as long as usual. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't know. It's 11 p.m. right now. I'm about to sleep listening to you. Hey, well, hey, now you can go to sleep. This chapter's so engaging, though. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. But yeah, you guys go ahead and get some sleep. Thank you for everyone who joined me. Yeah, I'll see you guys this weekend. That way we can just continue this nice little thing. We're gonna try and aim for the same length every single stream. That way we can complete it within like 4 or 5 streams. Hopefully. Alright guys. Love you guys. I'll see you guys next time. You all have a wonderful day. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay chaotic. I am going to rest my vocal cords because holy crap, that was a lot of reading. See you next time, everyone. Peace out.